sports headlines and some of the exciting behind-the-scenes stories on the sports front. We have Park Jae Min joining us in the studio. Good morning, Jae Min.
Good morning and good afternoon, good evening, everyone all around the world. I'm back. It's Jae Min Park.
So what was the biggest sports headline over the past week?
Yes, once again, we talked about this guy over and over and over again, but still we have to talk a little bit more about him. We're going to talk about the Korean monster, Ryu Hyun-jin, once again. So many times we talked about his miraculous comeback on MLB, but the pace is actually exceeding everyone's expectations. The best ERA in the entire major league, he's marked. The joint leaders for the most number of wins in the National League. Wow. 6 wins and 1 loss. So Korean monster Ryu Hyun-jin is reaching for the top of the Major League Baseball. So this is extraordinary. This is something that nobody actually expected because, as we talked about, as you mentioned before, he went through a surgery.
Right.
That was pretty serious.
Multiple surgeries.
But this year, 2019, I think he's reborn. So the 32-year-old starter of the Los Angeles Dodgers didn't allow any run during his 7-inning appearance at Great American Ballpark, single-handedly leading on an overwhelming 8-3 victory against Cincinnati on Monday. That was 2 days ago. This marks the first time that Ryu has chalked up a win in away game. So for this season, he won 5 home games and 1 away game. So past few years, Ryu Hyun-jin wasn't really strong for the away game. He was strong at the home games, but away game, he always showed his weakness. But after the surgery, I don't know what happened. Maybe they implemented some kind of some titanium in his arm or something. Something changed. He got stronger. So after the surgery, especially after surgery for MLB players, they always get affected on the salary. But this year, it's very bright. It's very positive. Because he has to prove his fitness, always. After the surgery, the next season is very critical. But this season, I think it's going to happen. I think everything's going well. So last year, Ryu Hyun-jin signed up a qualifying offer. So for those people who doesn't know what qualifying offer is, it's a 1-year contract. It's a 1-year contract that the team can offer to a player. And they receive the average of MLB's 125 highest paid player salary. So it's not that bad. But the thing is, it's 1-year contract. So you have to prove your fitness. You have to prove something within a year. So if you have a multiple-year contract, you still have some time. You still have some opportunities. Maybe this season you screwed up, then we still have the next chance next season. But qualifying offer is different. You have to show everything you've got. You have to prove your fitness. You have to prove how you can throw or how you can hit, and then next year, you can sign up a multiple contracts.
So it seems like the LA Dodgers wasn't really sure how Ryu will do the season due to multiple injuries he had to suffer.
Very correct. Very correct. Because he almost missed the whole season in 2015. He almost missed 2016, he only played 1 game, and in 2018, he also, had an injury, so he missed a lot of significant games. But this year, just missing 1 game, and he's on the roll. Back on track, and he's really proving everything. And not only outstanding comeback from the injury, some even proposed the possibility of Ryu's winning the Cy Young this season. Cy Young is like an MVP. So while it is still early in the season, the South Korean is leading the big league on several fronts. This year, Ryu has appeared in a total 9 games. A close look at the records of the first 9 games of National League's best pitchers who have won Cy Young's award since 2011. Ryu's performance actually stands out.
So him being chosen as the starter for the LA Dodgers was big news a couple of months ago, and now he's just making headlines for all these strong performances that he makes in these games. And I believe the Cy Young award is given to the best pitchers in the major Dodgers. You said it's like an MVP.
Yes, yes.
So can you tell us about the past recipients of the award to get an idea of how great Ryu is doing now?
Yes, yes. So to give you some idea to compare the past records who actually won Cy Young awards since 2011. For example, R.A. Dickey, who played for the New York Mets in 2012, threw in 9 games, same games as Ryu Hyun-jin, and recorded 6 wins and 1 loss. Same pace.
So they're tied.
Yes, they're tied. Well, he has 1 more wins, but his ERA was 3.61. While Ryu is marking 1.51.
Wow.
So almost double the figure of Ryu's. And another example is Clayton Kershaw. I was a teammate of Ryu. And he was 3-time Cy Young winner, 2011, 2013, 2014. Also won 6 wins out of his first 9 games in 2014, but also, Kershaw lost 1 more game, and his ERA was 2.92, higher than Ryu's. So, this is actually happening, and I am very strong to tell you guys that this pace, I mean, it's early the season, and we still have, like, All-Star game, we still have, like, I don't know, maybe, like, 5 or 6 more months to go, but Ryu is really throwing well, and if this pace keeps up, Cy Young is something that which is not actually impossible.
Right. He's been extending his scoreless streak to 31 innings in the latest game with the Cincinnati Reds.
Yeah.
And at this pace, I think it seems you might be offered a big contract.
That is what I am actually looking forward for. I mean, indeed, there are a lot of reports coming out saying the Dodgers should consider extending Ryu Hyun-jin's contract. So Ryu is going to enter free agency again this winter and cannot be offered the qualifying offer again because that can be only offered once for one player. The only knock on Ryu Hyun-jin has been his health, as you mentioned about. Last season, he missed significant time with a bad groin injury, and this season he spent time on the IL with another groin injury, but it was not that serious like last year. He also had shoulder surgery, missing the entire 2015 season and all but 1 start in 2016 in order to get his labrum repaired, as we mentioned. So outside of injuries, Ryu has been a very effective starter for Dodgers, and also Ryu Hyun-jin actually express his love on LA Dodgers, and he really loves spending time and living in LA, and he has a family. He's married.
Right.
He got married last year. So Ryu Hyun-jin wants to stay in LA, and Ryu Hyun-jin is really throwing well, and the key now, the whole key holder is actually LA Dodgers. So if LA Dodgers want to keep Ryu Hyun-jin, then I think more likely I will be expecting to watch Ryu Hyun-jin once again next season in LA.
Right. As many reports say, he's one of those few pitchers in baseball that has been doing the greatest in this season. Okay, we'll take a song break and come back for more sports news. Here's Thomas Cook with 청춘 Youth. 어딜 가도 I'm back with Jae Min, who's joining me in the studio for our sports segment. So we talked about Ryu Hyun-jin. What's up next?
We're going to switch gears to basketball, which is obviously not your specialty.
No.
Okay. So, but still, I'm pretty sure that there are some NBA fans out there. As we all know, the Golden State Warriors have earned their 5th straight trip to the NBA Finals after beating the Portland Trail Blazers in overtime of the Game 4 of the Western Conference Finals on Monday night. So Ryu Hyun-jin happened on Monday. So that day was busy for me. I had to wake up 2 o'clock in the morning KST and then watch another game early in the morning. So that Monday, 2 days ago, I was done. I was burned out. But still, it was worth it. So this is the first time a team has made 5 straight finals appearances since the Boston Celtics went 10 straight games 10 straight times from 1957 to 1966. Wow. So, if we talk about basketball, the gold medal of Olympic Games or World Championship, it's always USA. It's always America. So basketball, USA basketball is something like Avengers. It's a different world.
It's on a different level.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's kind of a shame to talk about this, but other countries, their goal is actually winning the silver medal. Because it's almost impossible to compete with America in basketball. So, American basketball and 2019, Golden State Warriors straight up 5 times the NBA Finals. This is something like, I don't know, how can I explain this for non-NBA fans? This is almost impossible. This is a huge news, and this is actually happening. So the Warriors made it happen Monday night by coming back from double-digit second half deficit for the 3rd straight game, this time crawling all the way out of a 17-point hole. Once again, it was star guard Stephen Curry, we all know Stephen Curry, the three-point shooter, who led the Warriors on Monday night. The 2-time MVP finished with a triple-double, racking up 37 points, 12 rebounds and 10 assists.
Wow.
So this is it's Curry night, definitely. it's spicy hot Curry, which is just making it happen.
Spicy hot Curry.
So they swept the series. So Golden State Warriors won 4-3 against Portland. So they're waiting for the Eastern Conference Final. Who's going to win the conference final?
So the Golden State Warriors were the winner for the Western Conference Finals, and I believe Toronto Raptors and Milwaukee Bucks are facing off against each other today.
Yeah, today. It's happening actually 1 hour and 7 minutes later. It's gonna happen. So after this radio show is over, I'm gonna go back home straight up and watch that game. So which means Golden State Warriors swept the series. They have more time to spend to recover. So Warriors now have 9 days of rest before heading to either the Milwaukee Bucks or Toronto Raptors for the game 1 of the NBA Finals on May 30th. The extra time to recover is even more important than usual for Golden State Warriors, given that the Warriors are dealing with several injuries as they look to win their 3rd straight NBA championships. So they have some key players, but the problem is during the playoff series, they got injured. Let's say, for example, Kevin Durant hasn't played since injuring his right calf in Game 5 of Western Conference semifinals against the Houston Rockets on May 8th. So calf, this is something very serious. It's very thick muscle tissue that once you get injured, it's really hard to get recovered. So we lost Kevin Durant, and we also lost Andre Iguodala. We also lost starter player center DeMarcus Cousins. But having 9 more days for the finals, this means that maybe 1 or 2 out of 3 starting players can't come back for the finals.
Okay.
So for Milwaukee Bucks or Toronto Raptors, what they have to do is win as soon as possible to shorten this time to make these players to come back.
Right, and fans will be waiting for these key players to come back, making the game finals all the more exciting.
Yep, that's what the fans are actually looking forward for. But I don't know. I want to see some drama. I want to watch some drama. I want to watch Golden State Warriors winning without these players. I mean, no hard feelings, nothing personal, but that's how sports drama is made.
That is true, and you better hurry back home to watch.
Yeah. Oh, okay. We only have 1 hour and 4 minutes left. Okay, let's rush.
Okay, well, thank you, Jae Min, for the coverage.
Thank you for having me.
And that does it for today. Before we go, a quick thank you to our listeners and our staff, producer Chajun Mi, writers Yoon-san and Yoon-seong, and engineers Kim Dong-soo and Ye Jang-hwan who make this show possible. We have Lee Jin-wook with Merry Go Round taking us out today. I'll be back here tomorrow morning. Don't forget, today's what matters.